Hey, welcome into another version and another episode, I guess I would say, of Tony Talks Trash about music. And it's Tony and Dino tonight again. And we are spinning the second of our, I don't know what Dino called the terrible three, I guess. Well, this is the second episode, and we're actually going to be doing two different ones this evening,
Yeah.
back to back. So what we're going to do is, and that's no secret for me. I mean, of the three of them, he's probably my favorite musically of the three of them. I mean, I like a lot of what Bowie did, but there's that's a whole other episode. I think what I haven't told Dino yet is once we get done all three of them, then we're gonna put all three together and see which what get a top 10 from all of those and really make some hard decisions.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think of one advantage we have, and tonight's Lou, of course, Lou Reed, God rest his.
Lou.
But the one thing I think that Lou and Iggy have that Bowie doesn't have is they both have super fabulous groups that pre-existed their own solo careers where David
Oh, yeah.
to come out on his own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you feel ready to jump into this with the Velvets, man. What do you want to anything
Ye-
you want to say about the Velvets? I guess everybody knows everything.
Yeah. I think everybody knows. And I think you do have a point with the Stooges and the Velvet Underground. I mean, those guys were legends before they even went solo.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Bowie kind of eased into the solo career, and his most well, I guess the biggest or the most well known at that time in the 70s was the Spiders, but they came after his the beginning of his solo career.
Yeah.
But these two guys were in bands that were already legendary, and then they started their solo career.
Yeah.
So
It's funny though the legendary status of both of them grew so much after that because both you could say that when they started their solo careers, I mean they may have been legendary as far as musicians go.
Ri-
Certainly not in influence and sales. They weren't,
no,
they certainly
no,
create
well, it's
trades.
never sales. No, no, no.
Yeah, that's when a lot of it came to go. But you want to get started, man? Let's start off with the Velvets here, man. I mean, what do you say about the Velvets? The Velvets, you did you? We've got. There's a lot of different things. I've got a lot of different things of Velvet records here too. I got this one I was listening to here today. This is great. This is like a compilation of all their.
Yeah.
I was listening to Rosie M is Ray on. I mean, that's like the second song. This is Sister Ray being the second song. Anyway, I got that. I got the live. We got the live one. I've got the VU and the another view.
Well,
I'm not
well,
gonna.
we're not sponsored by them, but I'm in the middle of a title streaming service. Um, I'm basically doing a trial right now with Tidal,
Nice.
and music wise and lossless files, the quality of the files is amazing.
Wow.
And I'm going through all this Lou and and especially the Lou. I found that deluxe New York version with an entire live album that was done
Yeah.
during the tour, and
That's
and
one
I
of the
mean,
ones I didn't have on vinyl. I couldn't believe it.
yeah, and the amount and like the Velvet Underground, and they've got everything. I mean, I've found stuff I haven't seen in a while, and then these deluxe versions, they've got all the deluxe versions.
Wow.
And just going through and listening, like, did you know during the New York tour that they did the entire album front to back
Yeah.
that year, and
Yeah, I
then
knew
went
they did
into
that because I knew Husker Du had done that before, right before that too. It was why it's
and
great.
they did it at they played, and a couple of those tracks are from the Warner. They played the Warner
Wow.
Theater for
Neat.
that tour, and I was in college, so I didn't get to make it to DC, and but that would have been fantastic to see the whole album front to
Yeah,
back.
that's how it
Yeah.
was. I mean, I was at that show. I went to that show. I
Really?
went to also the one that before with the crappy record before that, the one Mistrial or whatever.
Yeah.
The best part of the show was like he did the original rapper, this rap song, and then he comes out and just does this complete atonal Velvet Underground guitar solo. It was the only time he touched the guitar all night long. Rest of
The original rapper. Yes.
yeah, it's just fun. It's the original rapper. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Make sure you're an original rapper. Anyway, man,
Uh,
start us off with the Velvets, man. We got five records.
okay, we're gonna do five, and
I
I'm gonna
think
do
we got
all.
an obvious number five, and
I'm
maybe
gonna do them. Do you want me to do all five, and then you do your
no.
five?
Just do one. Just give me one at a time, man.
Okay, Squeeze, my number five.
Okay, and that's obvious, and you know why that is, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you do you? Is there anything you like? about the record? I mean, is there?
I I mean it's good. I mean it's really good. But the funny thing is, it is the last one, and it's my fifth. You know.
Yeah, I just think it's to me the songs themselves are just the one thing about Doug Mule Yule or whatever. I tell you,
Right.
he surprised me like coming in the band, being as low key as he was, like how much balls he had, like to get with Sesnick to get Lou out of the band around Load and all this shit, and then he takes
Right.
and does this. I mean, he just seemed to me to not have much humility. I mean, he just didn't seem to be a person that really, I don't know. I mean, I heard it. It's okay, but that song, what's that song? Dopey Joe, and what's the other one here?
Right.
Jackie and Jane. Yeah, Little Jack. It's not good. It's not good. It's okay. I mean, I heard this. I would never want to hear it again. I never.
No, I'm fine with it
I
where
don't
it
have.
is.
I got a CD.
Yeah. There's live stuff out there that's better, I think, than
Man,
you know.
Will Powers or whatever was his name or whatever. These people that got nothing to do with it. Anyway,
Right.
that's my number five too, brother. It's going to be Squeeze. So I'll just pass it right back to you for number four.
And it's weird the way it's laid out. It's loaded in number four.
Your number four is Loaded. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Tell me
loaded.
why, man. Tell me why. Loaded is a fucking thought of as an awesome. Maybe
It
they're
is,
getting.
but the fact it's very simple. I like the other my I like my top three better. I think they're more they're albums that I've listened to. I've listened to Loaded a lot, but I've listened to the other three even more. I like it. I think it's very solid. It's a great out. It could have been two. It could have been three. You know,
Who loves
but
Fun, Sweet Jane, Rock and Roll. I mean, Rock and
right,
Roll is like the greatest, maybe the greatest rock song ever, man. I mean, I
right.
oh, it's just there's something about it, and then, but the thing is, kind of the letdown of it that puts it down for me. Stuff like New Age. I mean, I like New Age. Cool It Down's okay. Head Out High, Train Around the Bend, I love, but Old Sweet Nothing's kind of meanders on for a long while. I think Doug Yule sings too much on this record.
That's probably what I would say. There's a little more Yule that I enjoy.
Yeah.
So
It's funny.
that
They list the lineup here on the back. Look at the freaking order. Doug
yeah,
top, seeming like he's doing everything. It's clearly a setup to get him out of the band. It's
right.
amazing to me that and they thank Jeff Haslam too. That's my number four too, brother. Go ahead. Let's go on to number three,
And we're going to three. We're going to Velvet Underground.
the third record,
Yes,
black record.
yes, that is it. Uh, it's good. It's very yeah. That's it, man. And
Two versions of it too.
that might have been that might have been the first Velvet album I picked up right away. You know, because everything was pre when I was buying vinyl, right? So
That's right.
I didn't have that chance to get it. I didn't have a chance to see them. This was a legacy band for me, you know.
Oh, me too.
So
Before my time too. But I mean, if you think about the songs, Candy Says, What
oh,
Kind of Love, Pale Blue. I think this album with the
Pale
song
Blue Eyes.
has shown throughout the period of time to be kind of a cut above a lot of other stuff. After Hours, That's a Story of My Life, Beginning to See the Light. I mean, Jesus.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
great. This is really something. And he had a lot of pressure on him, man, getting rid of the man. But you can see Doug Yule there on the front cover. He's
He's there on the front cover, yeah.
but anyway, that's your number what? That's your
That
number
was my
three.
three.
That's your number three. Well,
Velvet Underground.
surprise you and say my number three is going to be this one, man, right here.
Oh God.
That's my third
Okay.
favorite one, and the reason why that's my third favorite one is I think there's some wasted time on this record. This
There is, but
version, Sunday Morning, I like okay. I'm Waiting for the Man, of course, is great. Femme Fatale is great. Venus in Furs is revolutionary. Run's okay. All Tomorrow Parties I like. Heroin, There She Goes Again. I'll Be Your Mayor. But to me, Black Angel's Death Song, especially European Sun. European Sun to me falls down. I mean, certainly
right.
this record is just as good as the other records. I don't know
Yeah.
where. I mean, I don't know which
The
one.
top three are interchangeable in many ways.
Yeah, I feel
So
really stupid saying that, but it's this is the one that And I don't have one of the ones with the shadow of the guy on the back. This is the four men with beards you're looking at, but
Right.
yeah, man, that's my. I don't know how to pick them. That's my number three. It's kind of with
That's my number three. Yeah.
of regret. This is your. That's my number three. So what's your
My
number
number two.
two?
And these one and two, these are so hard. One, two, and three were just very difficult. Okay,
Yep,
but I'm placing them as I worship them, as I
I got
as I listen to them. I mean, the ones that I listened to the most and had the most impact.
I
But it
got.
was White Light, White Heat at number two.
Oh,
White Light, White Heat.
yeah. This
Yeah, I
is
mean
hard to
it's
be at a party or anything around where we were at when we were younger
phenomenal.
without the second side.
Great.
The second side. I heard her call my name, Sister Ray.
Uh,
Like it. I mean, when you hear, I was just listening to it today, like I said on that compilation. There's a lot of good live things too. We haven't talked about like that album with the big ass on the front of it, that Mercury Wonderful.
Yeah, and we're not doing anything live, so
Yeah, I've got that box set too. That's really really good and
uh
really funny. Is one of those nights. And I think it's about this time for the live time. One of these nights,
yeah.
the last night they were there. If you listen to the tape, you listen to the record of it. There's clearly something off. I think they got dosed that night. It sounds to me like
Yeah,
they're
very
really
well they very well could
great.
have.
It's not anything like it. It's really different.
So
But anyway,
so what's your number two?
it's just. I agree. That's your number. That's your number two.
That's two, White Light, White Heat.
Yeah, that's your number two, and my number two is going to be
Uh,
the album I think that's grown the most. Like beginning to see the
the Velvet Underground.
story
Yeah.
of life, After Hours, Pale Blue Eyes, Some Kind of Love, What Goes On. Jesus God.
It's a great album.
I mean, the guy's writing was just off the chart at that time. I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't have appreciation for that stuff now. I guess he does, but it's a hard way to go. But I already know what your number one is in, man.
Yeah, my number one is Velvet Underground and Nico. Uh and the reason is when you put it on and you hear Venus and Furs
There's nothing like
and what song intrigued you the most when you hear shiny, shiny, shiny boots of leather? You're
it.
like, what,
Right?
what the hell is that? What's going on
What
there?
didn't he say in Songstress and the dirty words? Remember to keep recording that way. That's what he's talking about. You know, that's
Yeah, shiny, shiny,
hair,
young as I was, I researched everything, the entire scene in New York,
and then
Andy
heroin.
Warhol, the whole thing, and I was like, what was going on during that period, with
It's just
Nico, you know?
yeah, it was incredible. I mean, it really was wild. I mean, the story's known, but I mean, it's just and I love her record too. Chelsea Gaines. We could do a Nico countdown, but I love
Yeah, yeah, it was really good.
it's fucking difficult. Listen, it's got to be in the mood for it. That and the other one with the frozen borders near whatever that other one with she's riding the pony with
Yeah,
in the
it's a shame because she left so young, but I love her on that album and
me too.
with Nico and I guess you call it a classic and it is
But,
and
yeah, but this is my number one, man. This is the one that had the
r-
biggest impact. Let me tell you a
r-
story about this record. I my first coming to terms with this record is I knew he was in the Velvet Underground, but again, this is before the internet. This is when
right,
I go to Towson and be lucky to find it. And at that time, I wasn't even sure if I knew that he was
right,
in the Velvet Underground. But but I went down to the store, and the store's like halfway between. It's close to down there where that pizza place from Kaiser, that guy that came in and the car wash sits down there on 220. It's before you get
right.
into town and into Cumberland. And I went in there and I bought these 8 tracks. I bought the Nas. This guy had some interesting thing, but he had this on 8 track. And I remember popping this in my car excitedly on the way back from the thing on my 8 track tape. And I was sure, man, there's something wrong with the tape. I was just like, you can't. Somebody would
Yeah,
want to sound like this. I just almost like the Trout Mask replica. Your reaction to
right.
it. Your first, it's just so revolting. But now some of these more modern ones, and if you get a good early pressing, it can sound pretty good. But it's just amazing to me how they're just on drugs, just fighting, having a volume battle. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And Maureen, for a while was kind of, and then all of a
Mo
sudden,
Tucker
Rosie and Miss Rayon, he comes back in. Man, it's just like that's something else, man. I love it, man. It's my
said
favorite.
White Light, White Heat.
And I remember Mitch loved it too. Mitch, it was one of Mitch's favorites too.
Oh, White Light. I have his original album cover.
Oh my God.
I've got it right in my collection.
Wow. White light, white heat, and
It was just almost completely destroyed. It's signed by Mo Tucker,
wow.
Sterling Morrison, and John Cale. He
Wow.
did not get Lou's autograph on it.
Unbelievable.
Rest of the Velvet Underground he got, and
Man,
I
that would
keep it.
have been
I'm
more valuable
framing it,
than a lot of
and
this.
I can't get Lou's now, so I'm like, but it does. It has.
Still pretty rare, man. It's amazing that I mean, I remember he loved that and he loved Raw Power of Metallic KO, man. Those were
Yeah,
other good ones we got to talk about later. We will include Metallic KO in our thing.
Metallica KO was
I know it's not a real record, but it's a
but it's
record.
yeah,
If you're from Kaiser, it's a real record.
Metallica KO was
Yeah, yeah.
was
That's
fantastic.
overruled to the general rules of these things.
Yeah.
Normally, we include something like that, but it had such an impact in where we came from that.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
Kill City and all that. Used
you're
to
correct.
all of it. Yeah.
Well, I guess we can, Joe. You want to? I guess I should say here. Thanks for tuning in to this again. This is part one of the two ones that we're going to do. These are the Velvets. We're coming right back at you with Lou Reed, and we appreciate your viewership. And please hit the like button and subscribe for us. And we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
There's a